Folks, how are you? I'm Glenn Yost. I'm still running here in the South Shore in the 62nd Assembly District. I am running as a Reform Party candidate. I think a lot of you know me and you know my background. I'll just be brief. I know it's getting late. I do, as Judge Porzio pointed out, thank you for your presence here this evening. It means so much to have your engagement and to have you here and ask questions and be part of this process. And of course, thanks to Janine Materna and this organization for always hosting us and making things very interesting. Thanks, Janine. So, you know, I spent 20 years in the New York City Police Department. I was an undercover. I was a detective here in Staten Island. I was promoted on 3 different occasions by 3 different police commissioners to also an attorney here in Staten Island. As you know, I have a law firm. I've been practicing law here in Staten Island for about 10 years now, and I'm also of counsel to Senator Andrew Lanza. So, and I've been an educator. I taught at St. John's University as an adjunct professor and St. Joseph by the Sea High School as a history teacher. So with all of that, I say to you that I come before you with a background, I think a long background in public service. I've been spending almost my entire life in public service for the people of Staten Island. I was an undercover here in Staten Island. As I pointed out, I was a detective right here in Staten Island. I know what the needs of our community are. I have already talked about what I intend to do once elected as to addressing the opioid issue here in Staten Island. I have a 5-point plan. I know you all heard it already. I want to work on the transportation issues here in Staten Island. I have to tell you, I just was at the Hilton. Steve Bannon is there promoting his new video with Donald Trump and stuff. So that was interesting. But I got the chance to go down Travis Road there, and Travis Avenue, excuse me. And one of my plans was to put a throughway through the West Shore Expressway through the landfill that would get out onto Richmond Avenue. That would just alleviate so much traffic here in Staten Island. And you know, as Max Rose pointed out, I thank him for being here too this evening, that there are politicians that continuously come before you and make promises. I have always maintained my integrity throughout this campaign and said that I'm not going to make false, empty promises. But I will do is tell you how I intend to make changes. And if they're minor changes, they're still changes. So I'm not promising the world to you. But I think that we need to start implementing this smart light technology, which has been used in other states, and whereby these lights pick up the traffic flow at intersections. So if you've ever sit at a red light for a bit and wondered why, these lights would automatically change that. Putting the road through the West Shore Expressway would alleviate a lot of traffic. I want to work with the borough president in getting at least 2 fast ferries here from the South Shore to Manhattan and perhaps Brooklyn, and also be able to change that HOV lane where it would be open now 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I see people shaking their head. And where we have this passenger capacity that says it's +3, it really should just be +2.
I agree.
More people, thank you, more people will be able to use it. And all of those little things will make changes to alleviate traffic conditions here in Staten Island. So I want to thank you for having me. You know, as I say, I'm on the Reform Party line. So, you know, I have an uphill battle. I started my campaign as the insurgent candidate. I didn't have the party backing. I am a registered Republican. However, I wasn't nominated for this particular position on my own party. So, and I just left, as I say, Steve Bannon with the Donald Trump video. So what I said there is the same thing I'm going to say to you. I live in Tottenville. I live with my wife. We have 5 children. Quite frequently we go to the conference house. All of you know the history there, I hope. That's where Ben Franklin met with Richard Howe, the commanding officer of the British military, who basically said to him, listen, we're going to give you anything you want. You can have your own title. You could have land grants. We'll give you a cut of the action. Anything that goes in and out of the country, everything's going to be great. Calm the people down. He went back in a rowboat right across from where I live on the Raritan Bay there, went back to Philly and said, listen, this is my offer, but I'm not going to take it. What I want is a country that is going to be free from the monarchy, that's going to be called our own, where we can live by our own laws in this land and, not knowing, but forming a great country. If not for that person, we wouldn't be here engaging in these civic kinds of organizations, right? I see people shaking their heads. In more recent times, I'll be reminded, and I said this tonight in front of the large Trump crowd there, that I'm reminded about Donald Trump. When he ran, think about this, no party backing, no leadership backing, no monetary backing, no press talking about him. In fact, the press hated him, mocked him, despised him for getting in the way of Hillary Clinton's 20-year plan to become the first woman president of the United States of America. And so just like Ben Franklin, just like Donald Trump, I am never going to quit. I am never going to give up, because I feel the people of my district, and I understand what they want. They want leadership that they can trust, that's going to be honest, that's going to make sure that Albany is transparent and that bribes aren't being taken every other day. It is disgraceful up there, folks. I want to be able to make these changes. I'm going to fight for you. I have been fighting for my community almost my entire adult life. I continue to do that, and I want to continue my fight. I need your vote now on the Reform Party line. I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Thanks, Janine.